Hey everyone, Brian from 3 Geeky Dads here. Before we begin tonight's episode, I just want everyone to know that we are now sponsored by Audible. As an IT professional for a school department, I find myself behind the wheel of my car traveling between schools almost all day long, and that's where Audible comes in. Right now, I'm enjoying listening to Douglas Adams' Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, read by Stephen Fry. It's so enjoyable to hear this hilarious audiobook read by a proper British comic actor. And that's just scratching the surface. Audible is the leading provider of spoken word content, with everything from bestsellers, celebrity memoirs, and news to podcasts. Yes, if you're into podcasts, and you're listening to us right now, so we can assume you do, Audible has got you covered. Just go to www.audibletrial.com/3GD to get your free 30-day trial today. That's www.audibletrial.com/3GD to get your free 30-day trial. You'll get 1 credit, 2 credits if you're already an Amazon Prime member. That's good for any premium selection titles you like, and they're yours to keep. You also get the Audible Plus catalog of podcasts, audiobooks, guided wellness, and Audible originals. Listen all you want. No credits needed. Again, that's www.audibletrial.com/3GD. $14.95 a month after your 30-day trial. Cancel at any time. Audible. Stay informed, connected, and inspired. And now, on with the show.
Warning, incoming dad joke. Warning, incoming dad joke.
Hey guys, I'm planning a party in space.
Oh, awesome.
Can you help me plan it?
Oh.
Not now. No.
Yeah.
Nope.
Oh,
not after that.
it's a joke.
Yeah.
Mercury, Mars, Venus,
Yeah.
Earth, Invention.
Yeah.
This
My
joke
ve-
is in retrograde.
Have fun.
Who is your daddy and what does he do?
It was like a pink nightmare.
Christmas as in Yule log. Not a log, I don't have a log.
All that I have, all that I've learned, everything I feel, all this and more I bequeath you, my son.
Your father was Frankenstein, and your mother was the lightning.
We named the dog Indiana.
I am your father.
There will be plenty of toast at that party because it's Tito's
Space toast.
soiree.
You better believe it.
Space toast, coast to coast.
All right, good. Hello and welcome to another Out of This World episode of 3 Geeky Dads. I say Out of This World because tonight we will be reviewing one of the all-time greats in science fiction cinema history, 2001: A Space Odyssey. At the helm of the ship is myself, Mark, and with me as always are the Bones and Spock to my Kirk.
Derek.
And Brian.
And keeping the ship together, making
Damn
sure...
it, Jim, I'm a podcaster, not... Sorry.
And
Podcaster.
God damn it. And keeping the ship together, making sure it stays on course, but never seems to have enough of the power when it counts, like now, for example, is our own Scotty.
Oh, I thought you were going to call me DJ Muggs again.
No.
Just from now on.
He has never piloted a ship. Has he?
Not
DJ
that we
Muggs?
know
Not
of.
that we know of, you know.
He's high as a kite right now. He's probably piloting something.
And yes, tonight's episode will cover Stanley Kubric's epic masterpiece of the cosmos, 2001: A Space Odyssey, a movie that redefined not only an entire genre, but also inspired many of today's most renowned sci-fi filmmakers from Spielberg to Cameron. A film that opened the eyes of moviegoers to an endless heaven of wonderment and danger, as Kubrick brings us to the abyss that... Okay, you know where this is going by now. Yes, when it comes to space epics, there is no greater a movie than Jason X. Horror sci-fi at its finest. And this did premiere in 2001, so we were kind of sort of telling you the truth. In fact, today is its actual birthday.
Yes.
And you know
Happy
who shares
birthday,
a
Jason.
birthday with Jason X is our very own Tito.
That's right.
Yeah.
Happy birthday.
That's awesome.
I don't know if it's anything to brag about.
You should brag about that. That's
Happy
great.
birthday to
I was
you.
born the day that Jason X came out.
Yeah. Two cool things
Tito's gonna
that come
go
out
in.
of this.
Tito's gonna leave the room and then come back as Uber Tito.
That's right.
Tito.
Nanobots and all.
Nice. Nano Titos.
They're going to make that sound.
Let's hear-
That's the sound they make. I
No,
can't help
that's
it.
true. I
It's just
can't
what they
argue
do.
with that. I've never heard them speak, so Okay, good. So where were we now? So
It's my birthday.
It's your birthday.
Hey, Tito. Hola, Willie. I hear that there's a birthday boy in the audience tonight.
Sí, Willy. Cantamos.
It's your birthday, and we want you to have fun. It's your birthday, so let's party.
In fact, today is the actual birthday of Jason X, so all the more reason to cover this sorely misunderstood masterpiece of macabre. The story of everyone's favorite hellish hockey player in a futuristic sci-fi world where the ghoulish goalie is awakened from cryostasis because it's just good science, so deal with it, and continue his crusade of carnage against a fresh batch of helpless victims. But before we sharpen our machetes, make our way through some leftover alien sets, and smoke a little pot and have some premarital sex, right? Our own butcher of blood pudding buffoonery, Brian Ramsey, has whipped up another yummy appetizer to start us off.
Oh, that is terrific. Just terrific. Thanks, everybody. Really, I really, really appreciate it. It's very special.
Now, Milton, don't be greedy. Let's pass it along and make sure everyone gets a piece.
Okay, but last time I didn't receive a piece, and I was told that I
Just
could have...
pass.
Hey, chef.
Hey, chef.
Hi. So,
Hey, good chef.
this week we've been looking at an epic sci-fi film.
I'll have what he's having.
This week, we're taking a look at an epic sci-fi film helmed by a master of the cinema who used science fiction allegories to tell the tale of a man's evolution from primal bone-smashing beast to space-traveling intellectual, and even evolving into something even beyond that. I can't do it anymore, guys. I just can't do it. Thank God this is the final week. I'm so done. Okay, this week we're actually looking at Jason X. In this movie, David Cronenberg shows up in a cameo to play a doctor or a scientist for a hot minute. Who really cares? But that got us to thinking about other famous directors who have made cameos or had small parts in other directors' films, or maybe they inserted themselves into their own movies. Anyway, here are our picks for some of our favorite director cameos.
Nice. You're up first this week.
All right. So I am picking... Well, I'm just going to say it. It's no secret that one of my all-time favorite movies is The Blues Brothers. And in that movie, Jake and Elwood need to raise $5,000 and deliver it to the Cook County Tax Assessor's office by a certain time, or the orphanage that they were raised in will be foreclosed on by the state. They get their old band back together, they play a few gigs, raise the money, and then race to downtown Chicago to pay the back taxes, all while being chased by all of the police in Illinois, it seems, a jilted lover played by Carrie Fisher, and Illinois Nazis, only to find that John Landis has cast his friend Steven Spielberg as the Cook County Tax Assessor. The blink and you'll miss it cameo is in a movie already chock full of cameos. The aforementioned Carrie Fisher and future director Frank Oz. Anyone? Yep. And I absolutely love it.
Nice.
I love that he just pops up and he's like, "Can I help you guys?" Eating his sandwich because he's on lunch break. He's got his little sign in the window, and they're patiently waiting as the cops are behind them knocking down the other door. And it's just
John Candy is one of the cops, right?
John Candy is one of the cops. Yeah, he plays.
That's a good ass movie.
Yep, one of my all-time favorites.
We're going to have to do an episode on it one day.
I think we shall.
Yeah.
I think we shall.
It's in the works.
Long overdue.
Yeah. Not in April.
No.
No.
So everybody's safe. We won't do Blues Brothers 2000 instead. We'll do the real.
No.
Yeah, we're telling everybody we're doing Avatar, but we're doing the Blues Brothers, not the Blue People.
Oh. Well, there you go. Now you just made a show. Now we have to do it.
Or the Smurfs.
Fern Gully.
Way to go, Brian.
Thank you.
I'm going with, this is a kind of a shout out to last week, and I'm really upset that I didn't pick this last week because I absolutely love this movie. It's Three Kings, David O. Russell.
Nice.
And director Spike Jonze.
He is in that, isn't he?
Yeah, he's one of the guys. And Cube is one of the other guys in the movie. Ice Cube.
Right.
And I think he's fantastic in this movie. And I'm not a huge fan of films about war, but this is one of my favorites. And it just has a great cast.
This
also
one's a very anti-war message.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that's probably the movies that I really like.
Yeah,
probably
I dig
more
it
in
too
line
for
with
that
that.
reason, Tito.
But it's just a really fun movie about 4 guys trying to find some gold in Iraq and sneak it back.
And he's done other stuff, right? He's acted before, Spike Jonze.
Spike
right?
Jonze? Yeah.
I feel like he was in a string of things around
So
that time.
He was in. I know he was in Moneyball. I don't know if you've ever seen Moneyball. He's in a bunch of the Jackass movies. He's one of the grandfathers. He's one of the other grandfathers. With Johnny Knoxville.
That's right.
Oh God, that was
But he's absolutely hilarious in this movie. Mark Wahlberg's pretty good, and I can't stand him. And I'm not a huge George Clooney guy, but I think he's really, really good in this film.
They all work really well in this movie.
He's dreamy.
Perfect.
Yeah.
I mean, super handsome for sure. But
I'm kidding.
one of my favorites.
I'm with you on.
He is handsome.
Yes.
Yeah, he's handsome.
Who? George Clooney?
Yeah,
He's
for
stunning.
I was joking
Yeah.
about the dreamy thing.
Yeah.
That's all.
No, he's dreamy.
He doesn't make my, he doesn't make my panties drop.
He will. Give him a chance.
If he showed up.
Especially with that bat credit card.
Yeah, that's it. Just slide it right down.
Those little nipples.
Oh, yeah, you can milk anything with nipples. I have nipples, Greg. Could you milk me?
Sammy Sosa rookie card. Britney Spears virginity.
I'm going to agree with you, Tito. I'm not a huge fan of war films either, but Three Kings is like a heist movie. Same with
true.
Kelly's Heroes, which that's what this Three Kings reminded me of Kelly's Heroes.
Yeah,
or
big
an
time.
updated version of that film.
I've never seen it, so I probably should.
You would like it.
You would like it.
It takes place in war times, but it doesn't center on the war. It
World War
centers on Clint Eastwood and a group of like
Don Rickles and
Mavericks they're out
Donald
getting,
Sutherland and
gold. Yeah, Donald
Oh,
Sutherland.
it's a great cast.
Okay.
Don
Yeah.
Rickles, Telly Savalas,
Oh, wow.
Archie Bunker.
Who loves you,
in it.
baby?
Yeah.
That guy?
Yep, that's
Archie
right.
Bunker's in it.
And John
and
Landis worked on this movie, and
That's
that was
right.
the movie
Harry
that
Dean
he.
Stanton's in it.
That's
John
right.
Landis was.
John Landis
Worked
He was
on
a
that
stunt
movie,
double.
and
He killed the stunt double.
He didn't kill the stunt
Harry
double,
Dean
but this is
Stanton,
where he
not
started
Harry
working
Dean
on the
Anderson.
idea
Yeah,
for
no,
American
not
Werewolf in
Harry
London.
Dean.
Oh.
Way back
That's
when.
right. He was
Yeah.
on his way.
Nazis.
He was on his way
Okay.
back from shooting
Yeah.
a scene, and that's where he got the idea.
Harry Dean Morgan.
Harry Dean Morgan, Harry Dean Stanton, Toby Wan,
Toby Wu.
Toby Wan Kenobi.
Charlie fucking Chan.
So I got two here. I got a cameo and I got a repeated role. My repeated role is David Lynch as Gordon in Twin Peaks.
Yeah.
Kyle MacLachlan's boss. And,
Yep.
You know, there's really nothing to say. He's deaf in one ear, so that David
yells.
Lynch voice fits because he's always yelling, "Coop, you remind me of a Mexican Chihuahua." Yeah, it's just awesome.
Loves pie.
Loves pie.
I hated him initially in that show. I was like,
Did you
I don't
really?
like this
Oh, I
character
freaking
at all.
loved it.
But he grew on me.
What does he
grew
say?
on me.
Peaches and cream, another slice of pie, something like
Who
that.
does he end up like having the love connection with?
Well, he has a little crush on the waitress on the.
Is it the one that owns the?
Yeah, they flirt a little. He flirts with her.
Peggy Lipton?
Peggy
The
Lipton.
owner or Shelley?
No, Shelley.
Oh, it is
Shelley.
Shelley.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, how could you not?
About the pie.
About the pie.
About the pie.
Yeah, there's definitely some innuendos in there.
Mm-hmm.
And the pie.
I would like a slice of your pie, Machin, Amick, however the hell you say.
Oh, yeah, she got that crazy name.
It's wonderful, though. Oh, I always liked her. And my cameo, again, we're talking about David Cronenberg's cameo tonight, but he's also probably one of my favorite cameos. Thank you. As the doctor who delivers the giant maggot out of Gina Davis in The Fly. That scene
that
is
was him.
fucking disgusting, and he is.
He likes showing up as doctors.
He does. He was going to be a doctor, and he's like, "No, I could be a doctor.
Not with that attitude.
I could be a sick fuck instead, and I'm gonna."
And he
I'm gonna
is.
make sick movies, and he's the one holding that wriggling maggot, and it's funny.
Mm-hmm.
I just fucking love that.
I think
Only
he
him.
I think he shows up as a psychiatrist in Star Trek Discovery.
Oh,
Yeah.
jeez, now I gotta see it.
Yeah, I told
He's
you
done,
that.
He's done. Yeah, I don't remember
Yeah.
a lot of things. You got to repeat a lot of things
I
to me.
do.
Too much comic
He's got a
books.
decent sized role in Nightbreed.
Oh, I just rewatched that
Yeah.
the other night, the director's cut,
Mm-hmm.
and Dr. Decker. Awesome performance. And he's a hitman at the end of To Die For with Nicole Kidman. I don't know if you guys seen that movie, but if not,
Who directed To Die For?
Gus Van Sant.
Yeah. I have not seen
Danny
it.
Elfman did the music.
Yes, he did.
Oh, really?
He sure did. That's a great movie, by
should
the
check
way.
that out.
Underappreciated. I like
Die
that movie.
For.
So those are mine too.
Nice.
Kelly's Heroes.
You stole my David Lynch. But I knew you were going. I knew you were going to.
You should have known that was going to happen.
But I had to put him.
He mentioned it in the future.
Thank you for putting him in there, Derek. I feel we are kindred spirits because of it.
And but yeah, my backup is Wes Craven's janitor Fred. In
I was
Scream.
thinking that.
That's a good one
I was
too.
thinking of that. What'd you call me?
It's it's very it's obvious.
And
There's
it's
like
very
no hiding
meta,
it.
too.
Yeah, but I loved it. I loved big Scream fan.
And that
Big Wes
that was in
Craven.
Scream, right? It
Yeah.
wasn't
Yeah.
one of the
Yeah.
one of the
first
nightmare
one.
movies.
Yeah.
Henry Winkler bumps into him.
Yeah, he gets a.
That's right. Winkler was the principal, wasn't he?
That's right. He has a bigger cameo or a smaller, bigger role in New Nightmare, where he gets to spout some lines
That's right,
and
yeah.
act, play a meta version of himself. That's a good performance too.
peace, Wes.
Yeah, I love Wes
Alright,
Craven
he
movies.
passed away.
Yeah.
All the greats are going.
Yeah.
What was the name of that movie you guys were just talking about? With the
Kelly's Heroes,
No, the other one.
Nightbreed.
No, the other one. With the score
Fly?
from Danny Elfman.
To Die For.
Oh, To Die For.
Nicole Kidman,
Yep.
Matt
Yeah.
Dillon,
Buck Henry, I think,
Joaquin
wrote that
Phoenix.
movie.
Yeah. It was
Buck Henry.
Buck Flower?
No, Buck Henry. He used to be on Saturday Night Live. He had a recurring part in the first season or so of Saturday Night Live.
Buck Henry.
I think
He
so.
also
He was a writer
created-
for
yeah,
it.
no,
I think he was a feature performer too. He did.
He
few.
created Get Smart with Mel Brooks.
He did.
Yep. He's also in Grumpy Old Men. He's the dickhead real estate, or not the real estate guy.
Yeah,
what do you call
dickhead.
him? Schneider. The guy who's trying to possess his house.
Yep.
Schneider, put your lips over your head and swallow. Buck Henry.
No,
Any other runners
That
up?
was.
Oh, I got runners up. Did we all go through our pick?
Oh, did you have more? I'm sorry.
No, I didn't.
It was just the Scream
It was-
one?
yeah. Well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What do you got
I
for
think we all
us?
did one.
Yeah. No, that was
For
it.
you.
What did I do? What?
More than one.
You were the one who brought this on. See,
You brought
we don't
it-
have
you
to.
brought it on.
We don't have to play by the
Oh,
rules.
it's our show? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's true. That's true.
We can do what we want.
You
Touche.
inspired me.
Runners
Brian,
up?
You got backups.
I do. I have runners up. So Alfred Hitchcock showed up in 37 of his own movies in cameo appearances in the background. Same with M. Night Shyamalan. Showed up in almost all of his movies playing a character that pretty much... Every time the plot turned on its ear, it was always like him that was kind of there. Mel Brooks in Blazing Saddles.
Oh, yes, Mel Brooks.
Kevin Smith as Silent Bob. And I've been watching Barry. Barry's season 4 just started on HBO Max.
that show.
And last night I'm watching the most recent episode 3, and Guillermo del Toro shows up
Oh, nice.
as a mob boss named El Toro.
Oh, that's cool. I like that.
And I'm watching it, and I'm like, is that Guillermo? And I'm like, oh, this is awesome. We're doing like director cameos. And I had to
cool.
make sure that I remembered to toss him in there because I don't think I've ever seen him act in anything before. I know he hosted
I've
his.
seen him in something.
I know he hosted his show. The was it
Toro.
the Box
The-
of Secrets or whatever it was called? His
Cabinet of Curiosity.
thank you. That anthology show that he just had this past
I
year.
feel like I've seen him in a cameo in something, and I can't remember what it was.
He was
but-
hosting that, but I don't know if I've ever seen
very
him
quirky.
act.
I like him.
He is, and it was fun to see him show
Yeah.
up in Barry. And that's actually part of my Geek Flag Fly, so it's tying into later on.
Oh, okay.
It's bookending
So
the
we'll
episode,
we'll
gentlemen.
visit it in the
Bookends.
future, but we
Bookends.
were just
in
in
the
the
past.
Okay.
Exactly.
Tito, do you have any?
Yeah, I got two. They're cameos out. Frank Oz in Trading Places as the cop, and Steven Spielberg in the background of Gremlins and the Time Machine. When the dad's talking on the phone at the convention, Steven Spielberg's sitting in the time machine. And then when you cut back, the time machine is gone.
I love that.
Yeah, so
I didn't realize that was Spielberg.
yeah.
That was actually sitting in the time machine.
I like his uncredited cameo and reflecting off the phone booth in Duel.
That's
which
right.
wasn't supposed to
Yeah.
be there.
Oh, we saw that.
Yeah,
we watched
Hey,
that.
Spielberg.
Yep.
I like the cameos in Beverly Hills Cop 3. Joe Dante as a cop, and George Lucas as a guy who's going to get on the Ferris wheel, and Axel pushes him aside and says, "I gotta
Did
go."
John Landis direct that one?
He did. Yeah.
Oh, and you like that movie.
I do like that movie,
That's
but I can see why people don't.
Because it's terrible.
And it's
The end.
it's not terrible. It's not as good. And no,
It's
Taggart.
not
It's
nearly as
good.
good.
I
No,
don't
you
think
need
it's
Taggart.
terrible.
Yeah, it's terrible.
It's not. It's fun.
Let's agree to
Let's agree to
that it's
disagree.
terrible.
Let's agree to let dead actors lie.
Yeah.
I'm only kidding. It was a John Landis joke.
No.
I like that.
Ooh, that's cold.
He killed a guy. We should never forget.
Brick killed a guy.
We should never forget. Brick killed a guy with a trident.
Real, just to watch him die. That it? Well, want to end on that? Murder and disagreement?
Mayhem, yes.
Sounds good. Okay.
Just like Jason.
Let's do the main course.
Let's do it. Main course.
Boy, I tell you, some days, one of these days, it's just gonna be like.
So can I get you gentlemen something more to drink? Or maybe something to nibble on? Some pizza shooters, shrimp poppers, or extreme fajitas?
Just coffee.
Okay. Sounds like a case of the Mondays.
A long time ago, in a galaxy not as far away anymore as it was when I first saw this movie, a group of research students or biology students or whatever the hell they are, it doesn't really matter, came across the body of the famed and now frozen Camp Crystal Lake slasher Jason Voorhees while on a field trip. It seems at one point it was believed that Jason was an unstoppable zombie and that the only thing to do was to freeze him and shoot him, no problem, into space, much like I am hoping they do with pretty much any and all reality television stars and Ronnie Yu, director of the horrible Freddy vs. Jason. Of course, because of human curiosity and error, Jason is thawed out and picks up right where he left off all those millennia ago, hunting down the ones who fornicate, venture down dark corridors, and either utter the phrase, "Anyone there?" or "I'll be right back."
I'll see you in the kitchen with a knife.
But added to this super spaced out slasher flick is a robot with fake nipples.
I have nipples, Greg. Could you milk me?
Holographic monsters, space marines, and nanobots by the trillions. And of course, at one point, Uber Jason. Now, seriously, what is not to love? The 10th installment in the Friday the 13th series, Jason X is a cut above the rest. And I mean way above, because it's in space.
And you mean cut.
Cut. Opening thoughts, gentlemen. Brian.
I was pleasantly surprised with how well I enjoyed it.
Good. Our friendship hindered on it. So
See,
good.
I knew. And that's why I'm lying right now. No, I truly did. I thought it was a fun ride, and I wasn't bored, and I thought some of the kills were fun, and I liked where Jason ended up.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Did everybody stay awake for this one?
I believe we did.
Yeah, we all watched it.
Yeah, that's incredible.
That was good. What is it, like an hour and a half?
Yeah, about
That's
that.
a short.
Give or take.
Perfect.
Tito?
I stayed awake.
Oh.
I was even, and I've seen it like a million times.
Oh, how can you fall? Oh, it's just such a good flick.
It's fun. It's a fun movie. I hadn't seen it in a while, but it is. It's a lot of fun. There's a lot of things going on. It pokes fun at itself, which I really, really liked. It doesn't take itself seriously at all. And it uses the horror trope so fun. Like how he's activated by the sex. I thought was really, really fun. And I didn't really care for any of the characters. I liked them, but I wasn't like, oh, I hope they all survive.
Yeah.
Except for Brodsky. I don't know why. I was like, really want him to live. And he kind of sort of died. Not really, but did die, and then exploded into the atmosphere.
Well, you saved
Who
the
knows?
day
Who
at
knows
the
what
end.
happened?
He was a hero.
But yeah, a lot of fun. I really like the practical effects, the way he looks. It has the ability to look really cheesy, but it doesn't. Like, it works. And it came out, was that 2001? Like, it works now for
2001 or
me.
two,
The way
yeah.
Uber Jason works now for me. And I thought he looked really. He wasn't. It's not stupid. It's not a particularly scary film.
No.
But it's a fun and it's an entertaining horror film for sure.
Nice. I hated this movie. No.
I hope you would.
Lie.
I love this film, and I've said this before a million times. I'm a huge Jason Voorhees fan. I like this movie because, like you said, Tito, it does not take itself serious at all. It has fun, so all the cheesiness just works. But Jason stays the same, and that is why I like this so much. He's, they don't try to funny him up the way they did with Freddy and a lot of the latter films. Jason has always remained, just the same character.
It's a constant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's why I think I would enjoy seeing him in any kind of location, as long as he's doing what he's doing. I don't care if it's space, with underground somewhere, fighting off mole people in Loch Ness. It doesn't fucking matter. I just love
Give
this
him a
character.
machete and have him hack and slash
Absolutely.
something.
And that's what they did, and they did it right. They got, first of all, they got Kane Hodder, which is what you should do, and they and they just had fun putting everything in this film, and that's what was so cool about it. They remembered what Jason fans wanted to see.
Yeah.
It underperformed, huge box office bomb.
Yeah.
But it's the highest selling overall of the franchise in terms of DVDs.
It's taken on a life of its own.
It has.
Since
that cover.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That cover.
Since its release 20 years ago, it's become quite the cult favorite
It
among
has.
Jason fans.
And it's hard to poke fun at it because they know you can't.
So you're the
them, no.
you guys, you too, Derek, are the experts on this. You brought up Kane Hodder.
Yeah.
Why
You're
is
going where I'm going.
Why
I was
is
gonna ask
he?
this question.
Why is he the favorite?
Yeah. Why do people care about Kane Hodder
As
Jason?
playing because you never see his face.
Yeah.
So what is it about his performance that people gravitate towards?
For me, it's first of all, it's his size, just the way he performs as Jason. You can tell he really tries hard to act under the mask. Where, with the exception of C.J. Graham, who was Jason before him in Part 6, all the rest of them just kind of walked around in a mask and killed. There wasn't a lot of dynamic.
How many people have played Jason?
Oh, let's see. Fake Jason in 5.
Yeah.
So almost 10. I mean, we've had 10 movies.
Well,
how many times
but
has
Kane
Kane
Hodder's
Hodder?
done it more than once.
was
right?
in 3, right?
Kane was in 7, 8, 9, and 10. So
All right,
Kane
so
was
4.
in 4. C.J. Graham, who it would probably is is my favorite Jason. Aside from Kane Hodder, is only in 1. Part 5 really didn't have a Jason. It was somebody. It was an actor pretending to play. I guess that counts, but I can't remember his name. 4th had a different Jason. 3 and 2.
And the early ones were
Right,
very
6 or
just
7.
like tall, didn't say anything, stalked the kids.
Yeah.
I mean,
Kane Hodder still doesn't say anything.
no, I know he doesn't. No. And C.J. Graham's too, but like at least with C.J. Graham, you started to see Jason actually be scary. Like with his
more
movements.
imposing or
Yes.
his acting physically is.
And Kane Hodder just kind of
dramatic,
elevated that.
you think?
He just the way that he walks, the way that he moves, his size, like Mark said, the size. Like, he's just, like I would have been scared of that Jason.
Yeah.
The first 3 or 4 movies
Are not as imposing.
Right.
I feel like I would
the
have.
tallest though. He's maybe the bulkiest,
He
but
is
not the
bulkiest.
tallest.
I think C.J. Graham is taller. I'm not positive. Don't quote me on that.
That's hilarious because
Well, in the 1 and 3.
I was just about to ask why people like Kane Hodder so much.
Yeah.
I've always
You and I.
Yeah. Well, first of all, his passion for the character is awesome. I mean, he loves playing it. He always adds something to each performance. The heavy breathing, the tilting of the head. Borrowing from Halloween,
okay.
and all the. Just something about the way he plays it that just audiences gravitated.
Do you think it has anything to do with the convention aspect of it, like his interactions with
fans
fans and maybe
I do
maybe
I do. Totally.
Well, as far as the actual big appeal,
meeting him and then just being like, oh, this guy's a
everyone
cool
says
guy.
he's such an awesome
yeah,
guy.
Yeah, right. I've never.
And
yeah,
he really makes time for his fans and doesn't
But I've never been to any of the cons and seen him.
Yeah,
but I
Didn't you?
definitely love him.
I got strangled by him.
Yeah.
Super nice guy.
But I like him, and I think it's more because, like Mark said, he brings something to the character, whereas before him, it kind of just felt like guys were just putting on a mask and being like, all right, I'm the killer in a movie.
Yeah. Following the direction.
Right.
Yeah.
And Kane Hodder kind of took it and elevated it a little bit more and made it like this is an actual character. It's not just a guy in a mask killing kids. This is Jason Voorhees. And this is... He wears it different.
Of which he does very little. He doesn't kill animals. Kane Hodder brought that notion. He doesn't kill kids and he doesn't kill animals. When he came on board, he's like, nope, I'm not doing that.
Wow.
Very strange.
So, did he actually change the script? Was that
There
written
was
in
a
the
scene,
script and
I
he
believe,
refused to do it?
I believe in one of the movies, and I think it was part 8, there was a scene when he's walking through the city and he's supposed to kick a dog aside. And he said, no, Jason wouldn't kick a dog. Jason's innocent and all of this. I mean, he sees Jason still as the victim of circumstance. So I think that's why they changed it to him kicking the radio and then having all the punks come after him.
Oh yeah,
and
yeah,
that's
yeah.
when he lives
he
in the
smashed the
house.
radio. Yeah.
But he showed up in character on the Arsenio Hall show, which is great. He showed up in Times Square and as Jason and just looked at the crowd and let everybody swarm around him. Never moved, never broke character. I mean, he just has a passion for it that I don't really think the other Jason, the other actors ever really thought of. I mean,
to them it was just a gig.
Right.
Yeah.
And I also think all the other actors they were all coming on board thinking this was going to be the last movie, so they were kind of like whatever. I think Kane Hodder had this like premonition as this thing's gonna go on forever. I'm making it mine.
I can. Yeah, I guess I've seen all of them. I don't watch them regularly. Just never. I can tell the difference between like the slimmer, taller Jason and knowing Kane Hodder as the stuntman and seeing him in other films.
Yeah.
You can I can pick him out in this movie. I'm like, oh yeah, that's Kane Hodder.
Yeah.
But yeah, as far as like having a favorite Jason, I've never gave it a consideration or really.
I kind of feel
understood what it
bad for
meant.
Ken Kersinger because he at least didn't act like those originals. He played Jason when they did Freddy versus Jason.
Oh,
But,
okay.
and he did all right, but I just was. That was such a letdown to not see Kane Hodder and Robert Englund together.
Yeah.
Like I wanted, I think most fans wanted that.
Oh, everybody, including Kane Hodder, wanted to do it.
Yeah, Kane Hodder really wanted to do it.
Fuck you, Ronnie. You.
So
And this guy didn't want him
because as I've ranted before, and I'm not going to get into it because I don't want to rant on.
it was the size thing, right? He wanted.
He wanted a.
He's a size queen.
He wanted a bigger Jason
I'm
that,
immature.
in his words, didn't want to move around like a Frankenstein monster, which Kane Hodder never did.
Well, that's what that Jason kind of did in the movie.
Right.
But
Moved
if you
around like a fucking
but if you
Frankenstein
watch if you watch like something like Camp Crystal Lake Memories or His Name is Jason, that actor,
Ken Kersinger,
had said in past interviews, I wanted to the way I played Jason, I kind of thought of the Frankenstein monster.
That's hilarious.
So it's
And isn't he like incapacitated for most of the movie?
yeah.
Like, there's not a lot of Jason in Freddy versus Jason.
because a lot of it he's
There's more Freddy than anything.
sleeping. And
Yeah, right. He's like passed out on a bed or whatever. Yeah, it's
I'm
ridiculous.
honestly amazed they let him
That movie
sort
rocks.
of win that fight. What, Freddy versus Jason?
Amazing.
Oh, it's horrible. It's
love it.
the worst piece of crap
Real world
I've ever
Freddy
seen.
doing karate. How do you say no to that?
Watch me.
He does fucking.
Watch me.
He does Donnie Yen level kung fu in this movie.
When was the last time you saw it?
It was a long time ago.
See,
like
me
many
too.
years ago.
I used to feel that way. I was like, I used to argue with him.
We did.
Freddy
We
versus
we've
Jason.
debated
It's
on
not that
the
bad.
show.
It was
fine.
fun.
The fucking
But then
caterpillar
we
that's
watch
getting
it-
high. That's
Right.
Oh God! Shut the fuck up with the Jay and Silent Bob knockoff. Oh.
And that was the thing.
Oh, Jesus.
The cast of that movie ruins it for me.
Mm.
Those kids are all terrible.
No,
All
not
of
a
them.
likable one in the bunch.
No.
Yeah, I could agree with that.
Yeah, what kills me is that they just got a director that blatantly said, "I'm not a fan of slasher films."
Yeah.
To direct the movie with the two greatest slashers of all time.
right.
No offense, Michael Myers. Like that's like getting
Dimension-
somebody who's not a
Yeah, he's
fan of
offended right now,
Godzilla.
wherever he
to-
is.
No, not Dimension. New Line, right?
yeah.
No,
Like, why would you do that? And then not use Jason on top of that suck salad? No. Fuck off. Okay, this is going on way too long.
Derek, what do you think about this movie?
I love this movie. It's definitely one of my favorites. It's the only Jason movie other than Freddy versus Jason, and the remake. But this was the first one I ever saw in the theater. I wasn't really into Jason when Jason Goes to Hell came out. I remember Manhattan coming out and thinking like, oh, that's kind of cool. And I remember seeing that at one point when I was younger, but this one was the only one, the very first one that I actually went to the theater seeing, and it's such a fun ride. And I mean, there's actual like some of the effects and stuff are really cool. Like you said, the group of kids is not really anybody that you're gonna root for. Most of them. It's entertaining. It's one of the most entertaining ones in the lot.
Yeah.
Like it really just kind of throws it all out there, throws caution to the wind, and just is like and pokes fun at itself, which is nice. I like when movies are able to realize that.
And they got that right. You know, the mentality was anybody coming back for the 10th one is not here for character development. Let's just get these guys on the ship and kill them.
Right.
So, you don't want to put a lot of development in
Set up those bowling pins and knock them down.
Exactly.
What's so funny about the horror genre is like the simpler you try, the more successful you'll be because the audience already knows what it wants.
Right.
And you should know what the audience wants.
Absolutely.
Just give it to them and they'll just be happy.
And the other best thing about this movie is that, like, for this movie to be this fun and entertaining, so, like, the fact that they were able to say, you know what, we're going to put Jason in space. We're going to do it. And for them to, like, not follow the same mistakes and just make it just a really fun ride. Kudos.
And talk about coming out of left field, because after Jason Goes to Hell, the way that one ended, everyone was expecting Freddy versus Jason right after that. And it had gone through several drafts. The director of Blade was going to do one at one point. And then Jason X comes out, and everybody's like, wait a minute, what? He's in space now?
Well, and it's the silver lining of all the legal bullshit that surrounded that franchise.
Yeah.
Because that's the reason why the whole Freddy versus Jason thing got put on hold. We have we don't have the rights to use the Friday name. We could use Jason. And we'll just
is that what it is?
That's Jason Goes to Hell. Yeah, once New Line.
And they're like, we'll jump to the future.
Jason Goes to Hell, Jason X.
So instead of picking up right where Hell left off. That's why like if you get bundles. Or like a box set.
Totally.
It's not going to have those.
Those last two aren't.
No, the new one from Shout Factory has all of them though.
Oh,
yeah.
Well, because now the legal.
Yeah, I got that, which is really cool because Adam Green and Joe Lynch from Holliston do fan commentaries for a lot of them.
Really?
Yeah. Awesome.
Oh, nice.
I didn't even that never dawned on me till just now. Jason Goes to Hell, Jason.
Yeah, so they were like,
Freddy
all right,
versus
we'll
Jason.
instead of picking right up with it, we'll set it in the future. And what can we do? Space.
All right. Well, sorry about that, Brian. We went on. I apologize for that.
It's good podcast.
Yeah, it is good.
we kind of did the same thing last week too before we got in the categories.
Yeah.
Well, this is a good one. We
have a lot to say.
That's good.
I learned some things I never knew.
Me too.
There you go.
I never needed to.
Yep.
Yeah. I'm glad we got to educate you.
I didn't know Beanie Feldstein was Jonah Hill's sister.
Right, this whole time.
All right, here we go.
She's a Hill?
She's a Hill. Hank Hill?
No, he's a Feldstein.
Hill?
All right. Favorite scene.
Categories.
Favorite scene.
Brian.
Let's do it. My favorite scene, I think, could this also be like favorite kill?
Yeah,
All right, so my favorite scene would be, I think it's the first kill. The hot blonde doctor who gets her face cryogenically frozen and then slammed against the is it the desk, the table there? Oh, so cool.
It's the best kill of the movie.
I think it is.
It's the best kill of the movie.
Yeah,
I said that.
Yeah, I think that was my favorite, and I really dig that scene.
It does kind of make you wonder, like, all right, how did he know that would happen with cryogenics? Like, did Jason have some type of scientific knowledge that he knows?
Oh,
like,
interesting.
that shit's gonna freeze her.
Maybe he just wanted to drown her.
Maybe that's what I was thinking. He was just going to drown her, but then he realized, like, hey, my hand is cold. He pulled it out, and her head came with it, and just slammed it on the table.
Well, before he was frozen, he was awake and hanging and staring at everything for a very long time.
He did get frozen before he got there, so he had some experience with
That's true.
with being frozen.
Yeah.
Shit.
Unfrozen caveman killer.
Crap.
He was awake the whole time, like John Spartan in Demolition Man.
Your amazing. Science and nanobots confuse and frighten me.
My favorite scene is actually the opening scene. And I was really hoping it was going to be like this for the rest of the movie because it's got this great, like, he's like, I don't know, doing his best Dwayne Johnson, Vin Diesel impersonation, but he's just killing everybody.
Yeah.
Because he's very badass. And I was like, oh, this fight scene is fucking awesome. Yeah. This is a great fight scene. And I was like rooting for Jason. But yeah, that opening scene I thought was phenomenal. I was hoping there was going to be more of that. And then the scene where he fights KM-14 I think is fun, but you don't get that same kind of back and forth. He's just dying.
Mm-hmm.
Or she tries to kill him when he's Uber Jason and he's too powerful. So there's not enough balance. But I like that scene a lot because she was very badass in that scene. And I like a good badass action scene.
Mm-hmm.
But that opening scene is all, he like throws the spear through the guy and fucking phenomenal.
Mine's the whole movie. The
You're one of those.
hologram diversion scene.
Great scene.
That was fun. That was
to
fun.
distract Jason with the two girls. Do you want to smoke some pot?
Yeah, do you want to have some beers?
Or have some premarital sex? We love premarital. You can't top that. And I also like the opening, more so because it's David Cronenberg. And he's gonna be popping up a lot with these categories, so I won't go into it. But I just like that in a sentence, we finally know why Jason can't die, because he just has the ability to just regenerate.
Because he's a mutant.
Yeah,
he's like Wolverine.
Yeah.
His ability to regenerate tissue warrants further study. Oh, that's why. Right? All right, all those films.
Yeah, it's something in the water.
It is.
Camp Crystal Lake's water.
Some amoeba.
Yeah, something.
And that's it.
Well, that guy with the chains came out of the lake that one time. The chick's dad. So who knows what kind of
that was because she
powerful
did that.
things.
She did that with her telepathic power.
Oh, was her dad at the bottom of the lake, and she made him rise from the grave? I take it back.
Wow.
Electricity, baby.
All right.
My main two have already been said. The autopsy lab. I've been saying that for years. That's my favorite death. But I also love the scene where the doctor gets his finally when the teacher, the professor, he
he just wants his knife.
He just wants his knife, guys. Huh.
Yeah.
Here, have it, man.
Yeah.
He reminded me a little bit of like Bob Odenkirk.
A little bit.
Pretty much everybody in this movie reminded me of someone else.
Yeah, somebody
they were all
better.
like,
It was a better version of
They were
all
all
of them?
Canadian. It was all almost the entire cast is Canadian, like local Canadian actors that they
makes
found
sense.
when they were making the movie.
I'm not your buddy, friend. He's not your friend, guy. I'm not your guy, buddy. He's not your buddy, friend. I'm not your friend, guy. Yeah, let's give it up, guy.
Canadian Bob Odenkirk.
So it is. They're like the Canadian. They're the I don't know what I was gonna try like the Walmart of Canada, whatever the Walmart of
Canadian Tire.
Right.
Good question.
Canadian Tire version of all these actors.
It's a fun movie.
It is.
It is.
Hated scenes, least favorite scene. Brian, what do you got?
I don't think I have. If I had to pick a least favorite scene, no, I like that too. It was weird, but it was funny. The part with the inventor. I don't know the character's name. The inventor of KM-14, and he's trying to put nipples on her. Because why would you build her first of all without them?
I have nipples, Greg. Could you milk me?
She's perfect already, and then you didn't add that little detail.
Yeah.
Sonoran?
Is that his name? Okay,
Yeah.
I'll go with that.
Campbell's the actor.
And she that was just weird.
Oh,
And then
I
on
like
top
that.
of it,
They're
he's
like made out of metal.
And then metal.
He built her, and yet then like he tries to attach them, and they just fall right off.
Right.
It's like,
It just seemed like, all right, no.
you built a whole AI robot.
All of a sudden, we're in like Keystone Cops territory. And it's like, what is this shit? No. That I could have done without that. It was funny, maybe, but if it wasn't in the movie, I wouldn't have missed it.
Yeah, I can see that.
There's no Gorilla Glue in the future.
There's apparently not.
Or magnets.
Or silicone.
Fucking magnets. She's a robot.
Yeah.
They got nanobots.
Or nanobots.
The nanobots could have given her some nipples.
See that?
Absolutely, they could have. The one plot hole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
We even figured out the cryogenic stuff.
Shit.
Yeah.
Well, not the nipples.
I know.
Yep. Why aren't we writing this?
You know what? The magnets would have interfered with the frequency of the ship. And
There you go. Mine is actually to piggyback off my favorite scene, how he kills the military team. I'm not a fan. I would have liked to have seen something similar to that opening scene.
Yeah.
I also think it's very strange. He's like I kind of like it. I kind of don't like it. He's like an assassin. He's just like sneaking around in the shadows, which is kind of cool, but doesn't feel very Jason.
It's like the Voorhees identity.
Yeah, right. He's like Leon. He's
sudden,
like
you
the
know?
fucking Leon the Professional of slashers. He's just like coming out of shadows, killing people, and disappearing.
That's more
The
of a
Crystal
Michael
Lake
Myers
candidate.
thing.
More of a Michael Myers thing.
In and out of the shadows.
Yeah,
No,
absolutely.
No, I agree with you with that. Jason is a blunt force and should always be in the light.
He can't die, so why the fuck does he care
why you
if
hiding?
they see where he is?
Exactly.
But that has a fun kill with the corkscrew. I think that might be the second best kill, is the corkscrew down. But yeah, I was hoping for another scene similar to that badass scene in the beginning. So that was mine.
Mine is the nipple twisting scene between the professor and Janessa.
Oh, I forgot about that.
I love Janessa, but why aren't we getting a sex scene? I don't want to see this guy's nipples being twisted. They're totally misleading. You knew something was going to happen because she's like, you want to talk about my exam?
Yeah.
This was not what I wanted.
No.
Leave nipples alone. I hate seeing things done to nipples.
Oh yeah, you can milk anything with nipples.
They do it in Demon Knight. The friggin' waxing the nipple in 40-Year-Old Virgin is, oh, God.
I have sensitive nipples.
My nipples hurt. Oh, goodness me.
Not a fan. This is my least favorite thing.
That is a bad scene.
Yeah.
I might change mine.
I don't like it.
I forgot all about it.
If you're gonna go dirty, go dirty the porn way, the classic porn way.
A lot of
All
nipple reference in this film. What's the deal?
There is.
What's the dealio with this nipple reference?
I don't know. Well,
Some
nipples,
of them fall off. Some of them
breastfeeding.
are very...
Jason's a mama's boy.
Oh,
shit!
Freudian.
Stop blowing my mind.
It's all Freudian.
You got a hated scene over there,
Dude, I think me and Mark are gonna have like the same answers to everything tonight. Professor
Nipple
Lowe.
play.
Nipple play.
Professor Lowe and Janessa's S&M scene. That's what my answer was. Part of me loves it because she's my favorite chick in the movie.
Same.
She's super hot.
Same.
And I love how when she's teasing him, she sounds like Anna Faris from Scary.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Remember when she's like,
God.
"Whose is it, Bobby? Whose is it?" Like, I love that.
Didn't you mention that last week too when we were watching it? Somebody brought up Anna Faris for something, and I thought it was because of this.
I think it might have been when I was talking about like all these people looking like other people.
Maybe you might be right.
She's very much like
might be
similar
right.
to
Is
her.
Janessa's the one that locks them out of the ship?
No, Janessa is the one that was doing the S&M scene.
No,
Was
sir,
twisting the
that's
nipples.
Ripley.
That girl is so that's the second part of this. I'm getting to it. Give me a second.
Okay.
But seeing that dude is not appealing. Like I almost wouldn't have minded it if she was just like the kid that she's always going back and forth with.
Yeah.
Anybody, but
yeah. If she was topless,
right,
is what we would have liked.
That too. But aside from that, Kinsa is the girl's name.
Kinsa.
That scene, Kinsa refusing to let them in that
okay,
ship
yeah,
and then
Kinsa.
destroying the I fucking hate that because
Yeah.
I'm like, because I hate it whenever they do that. They have like the one stupid character, like survivor that is just blows it for everybody else, and I hated that. So yeah, those two things. Whose is it, Bobby?
Say my name. What?
It's Ripley and Ash arguing over the protocol all over again.
Right. Oh, yeah, never mind.
Yeah, I don't know what the category is, Derek.
Sorry.
Is this the what would you change? Who would I change?
Who would I change?
Or would you change anything?
Yeah,
about it?
probably not. I mean, I've only seen the movie once. I mean, there were a couple of actors that maybe could have done a better job, but I mean, they were serviceable. So I'm not going to change any of them, I don't think.
Yeah, I felt the same way.
Fine.
Yeah, I agree. It's fine. The only thing there were moments like the CGI, and I guess it's 2001, but maybe, I don't know. Budgets are better then.
Exactly.
Some of it came off as a bit, even the film itself came off as a bit like sci-fi movie
channel.
of the week.
Yeah, I was
of,
thinking the same thing, Tito.
Especially for a movie that went to theaters. It has, which I guess this is an indictment on Sharknado. It has Sharknado-esque effects.
Yeah.
Which is older, so
this was one of the only ones in the series that they really they heavily rely on CGI.
Yeah.
Which
yeah, like the nanobots were like, ugh.
Yeah,
it was like virtuosity. Remember that shit? That was a terrible fucking.
Yeah,
CGI.
and was it this movie we were making fun of the effects house? Wasn't it like Playbox?
Oh, it was. It was like Toy Box.
Toy Box.
Yeah,
Toy Box. Yeah, visual effects by Toy Box.
We compared them to
models
Spawn.
by Billy.
Yeah, yeah, it looked like the Spawn cape.
Yeah,
yeah,
Yes.
The hell
Spawn.
stuff, the stuff in
the
hell.
scenes in Spawn.
Yeah.
It just had that.
Not great.
Well, we were talking about it at the very beginning because you mentioned that it was like hell.
Yeah.
Like through the opening credits, it was supposed to be hell.
Through his eye.
And it did. We were talking about how it looked like the hell from Spawn.
Yep.
And it was really crappy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bargain basement visual effects.
Yeah, that's what I would change.
It was typical. Those openings credits were very 90s.
Right.
The trend.
Yeah.
All the movies were having.
You could see them in a lot of
hellscape with the lettering.
Yeah. End of Days had it, I think.
Yeah.
Too.
Stigmata.
At this point in the Friday the 13th franchise, were they slashing budgets? Were they thinking that, all right, we're maybe going to do another one, but we're not going to give you as much money as we gave you on the last one?
I mean, I don't know.
Is that what happened?
A lot of it probably had to do with the legal stuff.
Yeah.
You know, where everything was just so up in the air that they're like, well, we're not going to, you know, put all our horses in
a nutshell,
race.
what's the legal stuff? Because I'm not too, and I don't want to take up too much
So, like,
time because we've got more category to cover.
Cunningham, right?
Cunningham is the original director of the series.
Victor
Victor
Miller,
Miller,
the writer of Friday the 13th, was holding out for a long time.
For what?
For
A hero.
reason.
He's holding out for a hero. Okay.
So the
Bonnie
morning
Tyler
night.
fan.
Yeah.
Which is why we never got another official Friday the 13th after Part 8. We just got New Line bought the rights to Jason and
Okay. So that's what it was. It was
How is that a
another
thing?
studio.
They could buy Jason, but they couldn't buy the title,
The title.
of the film.
Yeah.
That's so interesting.
Weird.
And these movies, I think, lend to like the horror genre's kind of lucky. Like you can have shitty effects, and the fans will just eat that shit up.
Yeah.
So the fact that the CGI is
Rawhead
crappy
Rex.
isn't like, yeah, right, exactly. You know, it's
all
not
two of us.
T2. right?
Me and Tristan.
It's not
Two of
T2.
us.
It's not fucking Jurassic Park. A horror movie can have shitty
Yeah.
effects, and the fans will just kind of eat it
Sure.
up a lot of the time.
Well, yeah.
So.
I mean, that's
Well, look at all the ones that we just watched recently. Like,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they all
they
sucked.
pump them out, and people, they're on Amazon. We're
Yeah.
not on Amazon.
No, we are certainly not.
No.
We don't have any movies on there. You know?
We could make one killer Coke can.
There you go.
You know, at this point.
The aluminum
What about
kid.
you? Mark, would you change anything?
Well, honestly, Lisa Ryder as KM, I'm not a fan of. I don't know what it is about her. I love badass women, and I love badass women robots, but for some reason, and this is going to sound strange, in this movie, I think she went a little too over the top for me at times.
Agreed.
To a cringe level.
Like her lines?
With her fighting in the lines.
Yeah.
And I know that sounds really stupid.
I'm gonna have to beat you now.
I think
Something
that's
like
what it
that.
was.
Like,
I just wasn't a fan of her. You know?
I agree. I think it was like her facial expressions
I
and
think
her
that's
attitude.
what it was. Yeah,
we could just blame his program.
Yeah.
Whatever.
we could.
That's what I'm saying.
Are you
Yeah,
trying to
it's
be a
not her
badass
fault.
or are you enjoying this? Which
Yeah.
one?
I liked her. I didn't like her hair.
The hair was
The
part
bowl
of it.
cut?
The bowl.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
The
Sideburns
Dutch
or
boy.
whatever. Yeah,
Yeah.
Dutch boys with
Dutch boy.
sideburns.
There was something Cindy Williams about her with that hair.
With that
Maybe
haircut,
I
yes.
don't know.
But she was like Walmart version of who's the one that's on Mandalorian?
Oh, Katie Sackhoff?
Yes.
she
Yeah,
totally
okay. I can
is.
see
Katie
that.
Sackhoff
Yeah.
has played a droid or a cyborg type character before.
Well,
I'm
she's
pretty
played with in Battlestar Galactica. She's played against Cylons. She wasn't a Cylon.
sure. No, I know, but I think that I feel like I saw her.
There might have
play
been
a
something
cyborg
else, yeah.
similar to this one, and yeah, she's cringy.
Yeah,
You're right. She's
there's
a little
something
cringy.
about her
Yeah.
that's just off to me. I don't know why. And
You got
that's
a better Canadian actress to maybe switch her with?
No, I was
Alanis
trying to think
Morissette?
of. I was trying to think of who would have fit that at that time, and who from Dark Angel. I thought Jessica Alba right away.
You think she's too famous?
Yeah, she wouldn't have touched that.
From that point,
yeah,
Too
She still
recognizable,
wouldn't have.
maybe?
what was she doing at that point?
You know who may have?
Dark Angel. I can't think of anything else.
Idle Hands.
What's
what
her name
else
from
is she?
Dollhouse?
I don't know.
Oh,
Elijah Dushku?
Elijah Dushku.
Do you
Dushku
think
probably
she would have
could
done it?
I
at
think
that
she would have
point?
done it.
I don't know.
She could have.
seems like
She would have been
great.
well, no, he wasn't.
I would have liked to have seen it, but I don't think she would have. You might be right though. I don't know.
I think she would have.
Hey,
She's a good sport.
Nikki Cox. You know.
Oh my God! Before the plastic surgery?
Oh, before obviously.
Yeah, I hope so.
What's yours, Derek?
I'd probably make the kids a little smarter. And, well, because what it was is that they were just the typical college '90s kids, and yet these kids are supposed to be smart enough to be in a science program out in space.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're out there exploring and trying to make scientific finds, and none of them struck me, other than the girl doing the autopsy, struck me as the type that actually had any interest in science. Or,
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, they couldn't remember what a hockey mask was. I mean, what's a hockey mask?
Oh, that's
You know?
true.
Like,
Yeah.
There's no
What's a
hockey in the
It's a
future.
20th century
Yeah.
What's a
filtration.
I guess they focus more on science instead of history in the future.
Right. So
Well, you had some, and I think you have that, which I think is good as the college kid that is just going abroad because it's fun to go abroad.
Mm-hmm.
Like this is their abroad, going to Europe.
Which broad?
The one with the
Flo.
fake nipples.
yeah, other than that, I think I gotta agree with what you said earlier about the stalking scene. It should have just been a bloodbath with him.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was expecting.
Not so
Yeah.
stealthy.
No, exactly. Just
Like you don't even see some people die. They're just
Right.
dead. They
Yeah,
show up.
exactly.
Oh, they're dead. Oh,
Like
you
the
killed
the
guy.
blonde chick ends up swinging in on the spikes.
That's
And
right.
It's
Oh,
like,
yeah,
wait,
yeah.
what happened? She was just
Yeah.
alive a second ago. They didn't even show that.
You got her.
that could have been a good kill.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say Don't quote me on it, but I'll bet it's because the MPA was coming down extra hard on horror
maybe.
films. So they probably
that might have ended up on the.
Well, I
cutting
read that
floor.
apparently they only had they didn't have to make many cuts. To
Oh,
get
really?
To
Okay,
get
well-
this to the rated R.
Well, then they should have gored it.
So
up
I mean,
more.
maybe that was maybe that, I mean because they do a lot of cutaways.
They do.
You know,
It's
like
a large cast.
the
too.
pilot.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah.
bodies. A lot of people are dying.
Yeah.
But off screen or
Especially
not
if you
that
count
cool.
that space station thing
Oh,
being
yeah.
blown up.
Yeah.
It's like 20,000 people right there.
Yeah, that was a boring kill too.
Right. I know they didn't even show anybody burning alive in
I know.
space.
Nothing. Not a floating head. Nothing.
It's all off screen.
We're all gonna pick the same person. Award for what are you doing in this movie?
Yeah,
Cronenberg.
Cronenberg. Champion?
I didn't really know who he was back then though. Like when I first saw that movie, but like after having been with you guys for 5 years and talking to him so much, I was like, when we watched it again, I'm like, oh, that's right, that is that's Cronenberg. Wow, cool.
Yeah, no, I'll
I
come back
know that guy. That guy's
so I'll come back to this in a second in another category. But now I know why he was in this. But when I first saw this movie, that was my what the hell are you doing in here? Because
Yeah.
he was basically out of the horror circuit.
Yeah.
So that was a real shock to me.
I think Nightbreed was the first time I'd ever seen Cronenberg, and I was like, "What the fuck are you doing in a movie?"
Like actually seen him in the movie.
Yeah.
And then you watched him in the movie and said, "Oh, okay." And then you saw
That's why.
Videodrome and said,
Things that might not work today, Brian.
That's a good one. What wouldn't work today? Holograms. We don't have them yet.
Yeah, we do.
No, not like that.
I don't know. I mean,
No, we're not. I want a whole
there's
holodeck.
hologram people that
I want a whole
perform on
holodeck.
stage
Give me a
with
whole
people
Camp
Oh, they do
Crystal
like
Lake.
Tupac.
Yeah.
Yeah.
we still don't have the holodeck.
Yeah.
No.
No,
Well,
I want
that's
the whole
true.
holodeck
That's
with the
true.
naked chicks offering me beer and pot. Premarital sex.
I want to slam some chicks against a tree and a sleeping bag.
That could be taken a number of ways
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Yeah, no, but what
Let's
wouldn't
leave
work
it.
today? I
Oh,
guess.
yeah.
I guess serial killing wouldn't work today, just like it wouldn't work any other time.
I
I don't know.
actually think
could think of a
everything in
few.
this movie holds up.
Right.
I think everything in this movie works. It all works for me. And the fact that they're making fun of themselves makes it work even more for me.
Yeah.
Like the fact that you have the holodeck scene, the fact that you have like the Jason can smell sex in the air and that like activates him.
Yeah.
It just is perfect. It just works so perfect for me.
Like I could see that if they hadn't made this movie then, I could see them making it now.
Making it now.
And making the
Yeah.
same movie.
And it's just
Yeah.
a satire,
Right.
almost. Some of this, it's in certain
Yeah.
parts. I thought it all worked. Yeah, surprisingly.
Mark, anything?
Much of the CGI is circa 90s direct to video and
Oh, yeah,
does
it's
not
trash.
hold
Yeah.
up
Besides that.
at all if it ever did. But you brought up an interesting point, and I'm going to play off that one. I don't think doing a Friday the 13th now with all that stalking in the shadows would work today. I think fans would expect more gore, harder violence, and looking back on this, it's a lot tamer than I remember it to be in comparison to the earlier films.
It's weird that the freezing the lady's head, it sets up like, oh my God, what are they going to do next?
It's pretty much the only real graphic kill in the whole movie.
So maybe there were some budget issues. Who knows? Maybe.
I feel like you could have squeezed out like three
Oh,
really
easily,
good
yeah.
ones, like one as good as that. Again, there's a lot of people dying. Like the team of mercenaries is like 7 of them.
Well, like they don't
cut it down to 3.
They don't show the pilot getting killed, but then they cut back and you see like parts of him on the
Oh yeah.
and what you
When they
see
go back to
looks
the-
really cool.
It
Yeah,
does.
that's true.
Yeah.
So it's like you almost want to
What's
be like,
left of
well,
him,
I would
right.
have liked to have seen that
Yeah.
kill.
Yeah.
You know, I feel the same.
Oh.
I think the only thing maybe is I put the nanobot technology. Like would probably be a little different based on like the nanotechnology that we've seen in movies since. Like it's like a plot point in a lot of things.
Yeah.
You know, I think maybe they might have to
Rethink it,
rethink
retool it.
that part.
I always liked that when it came to nanobots, when you could see that they were almost alive.
Right.
I like that aspect of it in the Jason,
Yep.
which you don't see in like Iron Man, the Marvel films and
Right.
things like that. I like the idea of it almost being alive,
Yeah.
like as artificial intelligence.
Yeah, because I've seen that before, where like they'll do a magnifying glass.
Yeah.
and it's all these like
Zoom in, there's
tiny little robots.
Yeah, tiny little bugs.
Yeah.
I like that. Best quote.
Best
Brian,
quote.
what do you
All
got?
right, so I've got the best quote is It's going to take more than a poke in the ribs to put down this old dog. And then Jason stabs him through the chest again. Yep, that ought to do it.
Good one.
Very good. That was one of mine.
And then it doesn't. And then it doesn't.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't kill him. Exactly.
Yep.
But I still like the quote. Because even when he said it, I was like, yeah, that ought to do it. And then he said it. I was like, I could be writing this movie.
Oh, you did say
I did. And I had never seen this movie before.
Right. Oh, that's hilarious. I got Brodsky, What's Going On, Rowan, Jason fucking Voorhees, That's What's Going On. I thought that was just phenomenal.
That's the tag. That should be the tagline of the movie.
Yeah, what's going on? Jason fucking Voorhees. Yeah, it should be.
Instead of Janessa saying, "Oh, this sucks on so many levels." Thank God that's not the tagline for this movie.
But yeah, I also like the one that Brian said. I thought that was a really great quote.
I like that line.
I had the same one you did. Jason fucking Voorhees. I absolutely love that. Yep.
I had a box of DVDs is not a gold mine. Because truer words do not exist. I had about 12 boxes of DVDs that I was hoping to be able to sell and make a small fraction of the money I spent building that collection up, and I have zero to show for it. I ended up donating them all to Rubber Chicken.
That's right.
So yeah, words of wisdom from 2000. If I had just listened.
Good thing I held on to role models, or we wouldn't be watching.
I know, we wouldn't have been able to watch it last Friday.
I have it on DVD.
I sold a bunch of DVDs. I used to sell DVDs all the time back to GameStop and like Newberry Comics when it was profitable.
Yeah.
When I would be like, damn, I'm fucking broke. Any more quotes?
No, just that one.
All right. MVP.
Jason.
Jason. I like Brodsky. I'm going Brodsky.
Brodsky's cool.
I like every scene he's in. I like that he dies, comes back, and dies again. I just thought he was a fun character. Actually, was it Lexa? How do you say that? Doig?
Doig.
I actually think she's pretty good.
I do too.
I think if they could have brought her back in something else, I would have been okay with it. I think she's a good leading lady. But yeah, I'm gonna go Brodsky.
Besides Jason, I'm going David Cronenberg.
Yeah.
Ties in, and the reason I am doing this is because at this time he was not doing horror. He had kind of gotten tired of it. He fell off the genre, started making stuff like History of Violence, Crash.
That's
Spider.
a fucking badass movie.
It is a badass
Violence.
movie. But a lot of fans like myself in the horror genre miss his horror films, and a lot kind of got spiteful at him. There was a lot of stuff saying he felt he was too good for horror. He was too artsy fartsy now. He doesn't respect the horror genre or his fans. So in turn, he didn't want people to think that. So he took a role in not Jason versus Freddy. I wish in Jason X. He did this. I mean. That's what I read in Fangoria. Back. What did you get from this?
Well, because the director of this movie is his protege.
Right, that's the other thing. I
had heard that he went to him asking him like, "Hey, would you be part of this? Like, would you help me out and be a part of this?" And that he said, "Yeah, he would do it if he gets to die on camera," and that's why he takes the thing to the chest.
Cool.
Nice.
But
so good for him sticking up for himself, but also letting the horror fans know, hey, I don't make this stuff anymore, but I still respect it, and I'll show up in a fucking 10th installment of a Jason movie.
There you go.
There you go.
Mine's I have two. Rowan.
No.
What's her name?
Alexa.
Because I think she's a pretty good, strong female protagonist. She's got a really good mix of beauty, brains, and brawn.
Yeah.
And she holds her own against the real, everybody's real MVP of this movie, Jason.
Yeah.
And also Canada, because almost all the actors are local Canadian actors. The production crew found where they were filming. So thanks, Canada.
Thank you, Canada.
Thank you.
Look at that. Canada wins.
Yeah.
All right.
Does it make the rotation?
Absolutely.
Fuck yeah.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. It'll make my rotation.
All the Friday the 13th movies do.
Yeah.
For me.
I want to say yes, it's in my rotation, but like I don't typically watch any of the Friday the 13th films regularly. But if you guys were like, let's watch Jason X, I wouldn't be like, oh fuck this again. I would totally be into it.
I feel like this
you
is
think
what
it's a fun movie,
I
so why not?
Fun as hell. Yeah,
it's
fun as hell.
about Rocky. Remember how we were talking? You were talking about Creed 3, and I had said I think they're good movies, but I never think to go to them.
Yeah,
Same
Rocky
here.
could be your
I think
Friday
it's
the
kind of the
13th
same
for
thing.
sure.
Yeah.
Every time I've seen them, I've been like, oh, this is fucking fun.
Yeah. It's weird. I like them all. I don't hate any of the Friday the 13th movies. And I don't know why. I like that character.
Yeah.
And I just I don't know. I just like that formula. I don't care where. Even Jason Goes to Hell, which a lot of people hated, I loved. I thought it was great.
I like that one. There's only one I really didn't like.
Which one did you not like?
Fake Jason?
Fake Jason or
Corey
one with
Feldman?
Corey Feldman.
Oh, so you didn't like 4?
Yeah.
Oh, wow, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I love 4.
He doesn't like Corey
But
Feldman.
you don't like Corey Feldman, yeah. I can see that. I get it. Totally.
I think
He's a great rock star, though.
Yeah.
He's a great
Oh,
rock
you
star.
kidding me? Come
Yes.
on.
Yes.
He's like, bam, 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 bam.
Stick to rocking.
Corey and
Go back
Angels?
and watch 4 again, knowing he's going to go, Tommy Jarvis is
go
going to
do
get a
things.
music career.
People pay to see that guy. It's amazing. I would pay to see him.
I know you
If he
would.
ever comes to the area, we're all going to go see him.
All right.
And if it's like, yeah, we're going. I'll buy as long as the tickets are like $7.
I don't know if there's enough booze in the world, Tito.
Tickets are on me as long as they're not more than $12.
I showed you a bunch of shitty movies. I feel like I have to go.
The concert's only going to be like 32 minutes long.
I'm fine
Like,
with
come
it.
on.
No, I like Corey Feldman.
Come on. We're in and out. 2 seconds.
Yeah.
I think I accidentally deleted this topic from the How Does It Stack Up?
Yeah.
I don't think we did
I
that
never
last
put
week.
it on there, but yeah.
It was. I think I deleted it from my phone accidentally, and I've never asked again about it. But I thought this was a good one. How does it stack up against other Jason films?
Out of the ones I've seen, I think it's up there. I liked it.
It's
I
up
liked
at
it a
the top
lot.
for me.
What about other Jason? What about other space horror films?
It's better
definitely
than the ones
top.
that we've already watched.
Yeah.
Top of the heap for space horror, and I not space
I
horror.
like the Hellraiser space one a lot.
I like that one
Surprisingly,
too, but I think this one might be a little bit more
remember
fun.
that movie didn't really
Agreed.
take place much in space. It was all the flashback shit.
Oh, that's true.
Remember?
It was all flashback.
It was cool.
It was the Jason Takes Manhattan of the Hellraiser
Right.
series.
Yeah.
20 minutes
exactly.
in Manhattan.
You do have some
everything
space in your Hellraiser in space movie.
This was good. I like 9 a lot. I like 8 a lot. It's top 3 maybe.
Yeah.
I don't like 1. I don't get it, and I'm not interested in seeing it ever usually.
Honestly, 1, like, it's got some great kills, but overall, I don't watch it as much because it doesn't have Jason in it. It's pretty weird.
That's
I
when it
like the
gets fun.
second one. I like the potato sack Jason. I think that's a cool
Potato
setup.
sack Jason.
3 gets the hockey mask. 4, outside of Corey Feldman, they really do some scary shit in that movie.
Yeah, they
that
do.
I do like.
Yeah.
5,
There's some really good kills in
5 I don't love, but I give him credit for trying something different. 6 I absolutely adore. 7 is great. I like 8 because I think it's just flat out goofy. And then 9 and 10, same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, the further we go, the more I like them. It's the complete opposite of Nightmare on Elm Street. Nightmare on Elm Street, I love the first few films. And with the exception of New Nightmare, which is its own thing, I don't like at all. I hate
Because Freddy Krueger has the potential to be so hokey, and he realizes his potential the further into the films you get. It's just like, oh, this is fucking hokey.
And then Halloween's all over the place for me.
Yeah. If you made a sequel, how would it go? You got a sequel over there, Ramsey?
I do.
Let's hear about it.
So at the end of this movie, Jason and is it Brodsky?
Yeah.
Are seen falling towards the planet. Before they're incinerated, though, a wormhole opens up. Jason gets sucked through and gets launched through time and space to the other side of the galaxy, where he's worshipped as a god by other alien beings who want to emulate his new cyborg form, and Jason becomes the catalyst for the board.
Whoa. Shit.
Wow, I like this.
That's awesome.
Wow.
That is nice.
And then
Impressive.
they come back. They come back, and they want to annihilate everything.
I love that. A bunch of Uber Jasons. Yes.
I like that. Mine isn't that dissimilar with how the movie ended. Uber Jason begins wreaking havoc on New Earth. So he lands in the lake. The kids find out. He starts killing everybody. Brodsky, who awakens at the bottom of the lake. Some of Jason's nanobots have fused to him, and now he's tracking Jason throughout New Earth, trying to stop him.
Awesome.
Being able to see but he can also see Jason's kills because he's part of Jason because they fused together.
Nice. Yes.
So he's trying to use that to find out where he is so he can stop him.
Nice.
So
I like
Jason's
that.
in his head.
Jason's in his head.
Both of those are really good.
You're welcome.
Mine is simply, instead of Jason landing back on Earth 2 and a lake, presumably Crystal Lake on Earth 2, I would have his corpse land near Elm Street on Earth 2, which would lead to a Freddy vs. Jason movie that has Kane Hodder as it fucking should have from the get-go. I don't really have a plan. That's just what I wanted to see.
With his new nanobot technology, Jason, having landed in the lake on Earth 2, sprouts gills and fins, becoming the newest killer of the deep blue sea, Jawson. Jawson terrorizes the beaches of the 22nd century. Either that, or there you go.
Jawson.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Jawson Voorhees.
Jawson versus Sharkula.
That'd be the tagline. Jawson.
This movie is Jawson.
Jawson.
Well done, guys.
That's hilarious. And he's a lone shark, right?
All three of those. he's in the mob.
And not just because he's by himself.
Oh, that was good. And a post-credit scene? Brian, you got one?
I really didn't think of a post-credit scene, but I guess we could just have like the new machete pop up out of Crystal Lake from Earth 2.
Oh, I like that. I didn't have one either because there kind of is one with the chasing after whatever came from.
I do like how it comes full circle. That if you go through the movies, he starts out at a lake and he ends back.
He ends back at a lake. Yeah.
We're back in the lake again.
Yeah. He's in fucking New York. He somehow ends up in what
he needs to go to Hawaii
to be like a Mac and Me kind of town. And
he's in like the Midwest or whatever. Yeah,
he's up in space.
So it was a flyover planet.
Yeah.
He's crawling up ladies' hoo-has.
Oh,
it's
God.
fucking out of control.
I
That
freaking
movie's out
love
of
that
control.
part. Oh, that movie is fucked up. Someday in the future, we got to do that one.
And also in the past.
You gotta.
David Cronenberg's corpse being worked on by nanobots, turning him into a creepier man-bot version of himself that awakens and becomes a slasher out for Jason in a persona a la Dr. Decker from Nightbreed.
Oh, nice. Does he have a vagina in his stomach?
He can.
That you can put cassettes in?
Yeah. Oh, weapons.
Oh, that he just pulls shit out of? Yeah, like vibrators and things?
Derek's DVD collection.
Just an infinite amount of discs.
Time to kill Jason, but first I'm going to watch Drop Dead Gorgeous.
Since Jason's disintegrated upon entering the atmosphere, someone stumbles upon his mask in the lake and puts it on and becomes green and full of powers and acts weird.
Oh, no.
The mask.
Somebody stop it.
Son of Jason.
Yeah.
Do not go in there. Is that the mask?
No, that's Ace Ventura. Do not go in there.
Yeah. I know.
Oh,
I thought it was
I thought
funny
you were asking.
to miss. Yeah, that's the part of the fun.
I thought you were.
P-A-R-T-Y? Because I've gotta.
Oh, the mask.
Yeah.
Fickle as that horn. Jason X.
Jason X.
Jason X.
Jason X.
I'm glad everybody enjoyed this movie.
Yeah,
I feel we owe it to you guys having sit through such laughs.
Do we want to rank them?
Oh, these four? Yeah, let's do it.
Oh, this ought to be fun.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we got
Mac and Me.
Mac and Me,
Manos.
Cool as Ice.
Cool as Ice and Jason.
Brian?
Go ahead, Brian.
Cool as Ice on the bottom. Followed by, I think, Mac and Me and Manos are neck and neck, and then I'm putting Jason X at the top.
Okay.
Wow, the fact that Manos could be tied with anything.
But you know, I've watched Manos before.
Yeah.
I will watch it again.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fair.
I love the riff tracks and or the Mystery Science Theater version. Yeah. I will not watch it on its own.
Yeah.
But no, I would have to watch. And same thing with Mac and Me. I couldn't watch that on its own either.
Version.
I would have to watch either. Well, it's only
there's not a riff
Mystery Science
tracks
Theater
version of this, right?
Of Jason X?
Jason X?
No.
That doesn't need to be.
No, it's just funny that like all,
it would be.
all
Actually,
of the ones
Every single thing we watched,
Yeah.
had to be made better by somebody else. Yeah. Fuck, Manos is the bottom for me. And then I go Mac and Me. You know what? I like Mac and Me better than Cool as Ice. I'm going Manos, Cool as Ice, Mac and Me, Jason X.
Nice.
Yeah.
Bottom to top.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, worst to first.
That's how I do too.
All right.
Okay, riff tracks notwithstanding, with any of these movies, mine is going to be Mac and Me.
Bottom.
Oh, wait a minute. No. Oh, God, I really hate Mac and Me, though. You know what? I can't believe I'm saying this, but I think Mac and Me is worse than Manos for me. And
Wow.
I know that sounds terrible.
I couldn't pick one over the other either. That's
I
why I'm like they're neck and neck.
I could watch Manos again because I don't know why. Because I don't know. Mac and Me just grosses me out in a way that I just fucking hate those. No, Mac and Me, Manos.
A corporation made Mac and Me.
Yeah.
Whereas Manos was done by real people, who thought they could make a movie.
Yeah.
And
real
they tried.
people, he says.
Real people.
They were real people.
They were real people.
There were no Macs or Me's in that movie.
There are a few of them.
Not a can of Coke in sight.
There's a crossover, Manos and Me.
I heard no whistling in Manos.
Maybe that's their home planet.
Yeah. There were no wheelchairs in Manos.
The desert in Manos. That's where the Mac and
Oh
Me's
my
come
God,
from.
they were banished.
No, they all do kind of walk like Torgo.
They all walk like Torgo.
Oh my God, that's right.
Jesus, this Italian. Yeah.
Oh wow. Manos and Me.
I do like Torgo. I'm gonna go Mac and from bottom to top. Mac and Me, Manos, Cool as Ice, Jason X.
Wow.
I have to. Cool as Ice.
We know you love it.
I love it. I have a love-hate relationship with the movie.
You hate watch it. You hate watch it.
I do. I hate watch it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have a copy.
Take it easy over
there.
Mac and Me's at the bottom for me because even with the riff tracks, it's still very hard to watch. Then Cool as Ice, then Manos, and then Jason X.
Wow.
Derek.
I don't know, man. Because especially if we're doing if it's riff tracks, then for sure. But I don't know. Cool as Ice just made me so sad about myself.
Wow.
Like I don't ever want to see that movie again.
That's amazing. Manos got more. That's funny.
It's not funny.
Right. It's funny to me.
Insane is what it is.
What was yours again?
Manos lives on is what happens now. Manos is the fucking bottom.
So
Manos, Cool as Ice.
Mac
Mac and Me it entertains me.
That's fucked up.
It entertained me.
That's fucked up, man.
It really did. Dancing at McDonald's.
That's more fucked up to me than Manos.
I love McDonald's. I love soda. I love dancing. I like the girl with the curly brown hair. I mean, I need one more thing to like. I don't know.
You like
the kid falling off the cliff.
Yeah.
That's 5 things. That's it. That's all I need in a movie.
You make a good case.
Manos didn't have any of that. It had a hand, but it didn't have any of
It
that.
had Torgo.
It had a Torgo.
Yeah.
I liked it.
The one.
And the hot redhead.
Yeah.
And the makeout couple. Come on.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
man.
they
on.
were. Yeah.
Why'd you leave us alone?
They were there for so long they became Mac and Me's parents. And then they had 2 little babies. That's what happened to them.
It takes them. That's how they mate. They make out for like 12 years.
Yeah.
And then
They weren't aliens. They were just burnt by the desert sun from sitting in that convertible for a week.
No top. Her top was on. The car top was not.
That's right. Unfortunately.
Yeah, fucking lame.
If there were boobs, would you have?
If they're boobs, I like everything better.
So
Mark.
everything
Come
goes up, okay.
on.
All right, Mac
Except for Mac and Me.
There's no boobs in Mac and Me.
No boobs in Mac and Me. No. I don't want to play that game. We're not playing that game.
I'm not playing that game. There was no boobs in Cool as Ice either. There should have been. I feel like some boobs in Cool as Ice.
I would have been okay if there was a little bit more dance.
Unless you count Vanilla Ice himself.
Yeah,
as
he
being
was
a big
tough.
He
boob.
was shirtless.
As being a giant boob.
the biggest boob of all.
Michael Gross's boobs.
Robert Van Winkle, the boob of boobs.
This was a hysterical order of movies. This was a wonderful bunch of movies. For all you folks listening, let us know what you thought. This was an experiment.
Yeah.
We wanted to see if we could try something new. Did you like it? Did you not like it? Let us know, because if you did like it, we'll do it again next year. And if everybody thought you fucking assholes, then no, we won't do it again. We listen to our listeners, most of them. All right. So, what's making our geek flags fly?
All right. You want me to go first?
Yeah. Yes.
All right. So I've been checking out this show on Peacock called Mrs. Davis. Have you guys heard about
Did
this
you
one?
start watching that?
I did.
I like her.
I never seen her in anything before.
She was on.
From Glow?
From Glow.
Yeah, I
show
didn't
about
watch
the
Glow.
nun, right?
I didn't watch it. Yeah.
What else was she in?
Did you see The Hunt?
Yeah, she was in The Hunt.
Didn't see that either.
She was in American Gods, only in a couple episodes.
No,
She
see, I
plays
did
the
see American
friend.
Gods, but I don't remember her from
She's
that.
like the blonde friend that has, I think she tries to have sex with the Moon Shadow or has sex with Moon Shadow.
Oh, yeah?
What's that actress's name?
I forget her name, but it's a good show.
What's
It's
the
a good
show
show.
called again?
Mrs. Davis. And She plays this actress that you're looking up, Tito. She plays a nun.
Betty Gilpin.
Betty Gilpin, exactly. Is hiding out from this AI that's kind of like all over the world. It's in everything, and people listen to it like through these little earpieces, and it kind of guides their daily lives. And she's like secluded from it. She wants nothing to do with it for whatever reason. But it keeps trying to track her down, and it's fucking up her world.
Yeah.
It like destroys her convent. It just messes with her until she finally agrees to go on this quest for the Holy Grail.
Oh, right. Yeah, okay.
Because that's how the whole show starts off. It starts off in 13th century Europe. Friday the 13th, when they're killing the Knights Templars. Exactly. It's coming all full circle again. They're killing the Knights Templars on Friday the 13th, and they've hidden the Grail in this convent. Yeah. So now it's the descendants. You think, they show her now in the present day, and you think that she's got the Holy Grail and that she's protecting it, but she knows nothing about it.
Yeah.
And then this AI totally fucks with the convent and disbands everything. All the sisters are scattered throughout the world to do other works in other places around the world. And now the AI wants her to find this quest, find the Holy Grail to do this on this quest. And she makes a deal with it. Like, if I do this for you, not only will you leave me alone, I want you to shut down. And so she makes this deal with the AI that the AI will kill itself if she finds the Holy Grail for it. And it's
That's cool.
It's fucked up. It's weird. I like it. I don't know what's happening yet. It's only I've only seen 3 episodes.
There's 4 out, right?
And I've only seen 3 of the 4.
So every Thursday?
Wednesday, maybe? It's on Peacock, so it might be Wednesday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I'm not sure. But I like it. And also, I mentioned at the beginning of the show, Barry Season 4 started a couple of weeks ago. This is its second week for Season 4. The first week they dropped 2 episodes. Last Sunday they dropped the 3rd episode, and it's great. I love this show. Very dark, very funny though. Bill Hader plays Barry, and he's the writer and producer of the show. And I don't know where it's going, but I don't think it's going to end up well for Barry. As this season opens, he's in prison for what he did in the previous.
Dude, I'm so far behind.
Yeah, I'm not going to get into it because I'm going to be spoiling it. But
I'll have forgotten by the time I get to this.
But he's in prison, and so is Fuchs, his handler.
Okay, yeah.
And NoHo Hank and his buddies want to eliminate him while he's in prison, and things go sideways hilariously in this last episode. And that's where it is so far, and I'm still loving it.
Nice.
Still loving it. Henry Winkler is still in it, playing as the
his teacher, like
his acting
teacher?
coach.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great. It's a great show.
It is a really fun
I recommend highly Barry. So
I haven't really seen anything new. I got a couple of things we talked about earlier. The Flash trailer came out, and I'm really excited. A lot of Michael Keaton in the trailer. There's
and
like
Affleck.
and Affleck. There's a callback to "You Want to Get Nuts? Let's Get Nuts."
I like
where he
that.
says it, and with a very even tone. But it just looks phenomenal. I'm very excited. And I saw another trailer for Equalizer 3.
Oh, that's right.
I didn't see the trailer yet, but I heard it's coming out.
So
I love the first 2.
Denzel Washington, much like John Carpenter, is not a sequels guy, but he made a sequel to Equalizer, and now has made a 3rd film. And the trailer, it just looks like a whatever trailer. And then you get to the end, and it's fucking Dakota Fanning, and I thought my head was going to explode.
Oh, from
from Man on Fire.
Oh, yeah,
so
Man
they're
on
back
Fire.
together in a movie.
That's cool.
So it's basically like Man on Fire Part 2, which I'm hoping. But yeah, that's it. Those are the other 2. I've been watching a lot of fucking shitty TV.
Nothing wrong with that.
Not at all.
So I saw Terrifier 2. And I really enjoyed it, and it made me appreciate the first movie more. When I first saw Terrifier, I was not a big fan of it. And Terrifier had kind of taken off. It was like on a lot of horror hounds lists. Derek Rook and I go back and forth about it. And I just wasn't into it. Then I saw the first movie where Art the Clown makes his appearance in All Hallows Eve, which is a Halloween anthology movie.
Yeah.
That's
and the clown ties into each story. And having seen that one, I was like, I'm going to give Terrifier a chance now because I really liked him in that.
Oh, so you saw the All Hallows one after you saw Terrifier 1?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, but I could never get into Terrifier 1. But now, having seen All Hallows Eve and what they had done with him, I then watched Terrifier again, and I enjoyed it more.
Yeah.
So then I watched the new one, and I really liked this one a lot.
I heard it was really, really intense.
Gory. It's intense. And what I like about this is it's a horror icon where we're surrounded by a lot of all that, as Jay and I call it, elevator horror, elevated horror with all this just deep thinking horror films. It's nice to see a new horror icon come out. They're too few and far in
these
between.
movies?
He does not speak.
He doesn't speak. Okay.
And the performance is awesome.
Yeah, but his face moves, so at least you get some of that.
Yes, you do. And I like all three films actually, but it took a couple of times to appreciate Terrifier. So Derek Rook, if you're listening, you win this one. But I will say you guys might like All Hallows Eve because of the anthology film.
I feel like I've seen that one.
Yeah, it's really good.
I've never seen it.
But I know we're anthology fans.
Do they make more than one?
They made 3.
What, All Hallows or Terrifier?
All Hallows Eve.
All Hallows Eve was just one. It was an anthology film. And Art the Clown was kind of like the connecting character to each story. So Terrifier and Terrifier 2 are spin-offs, essentially.
All right.
So that's mine. And very quickly, the new season of Joe Bob dropped, and his first 2 movies are 2 of my favorite Italian horror films, Zombie and From Beyond, so I cannot wait to watch that. Derek, go ahead.
So Scream 6 just dropped on, it's on Peacock, right, we said?
Yeah.
Paramount?
Yeah, or Paramount.
Yeah, it's on one of those.
One of the P ones.
But I had it pre-ordered.
Paracock.
I was going to want to. Paracocks.
Sorry.
But yeah, it was pretty good. Unfortunately, it was a little predictable. I pretty much nailed it and like almost.
I bet you did.
Yeah. But some good kills. I really liked the cast, the whole cast.
No Nev Campbell, right?
No Nev Campbell. They mention her, and she most likely will be back someday. I think they just need to.
Because what else is she doing?
People want her back, and they just need to pay her.
Hayden Panettiere.
Hayden Panettiere's Kirby
right?
came back. Yep. Dermot Mulroney's in it.
Dermot Mulroney.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. As a cop. But yeah, it was really good. Samara Weaving. And
Samara Weaving's in it.
And Tony Revolori?
Revolori's in it?
Yeah, the 2 of them are in the opening. The opening is awesome. Like it's great, and it really does set the tone. It's the movie in general is a little different. But they're in New York City, and it's there's a lot going on. There's some great chases, some really cool deaths. And
are you a Dewey fan?
I think that, and I like this, and I liked him and Gale together.
I love Dewey. I feel like I'd be bummed out seeing this movie without Dewey.
Yeah. Well, and there's a lot of mention to him, and they make Gale feel like shit about it, so which is nice.
Oh, okay.
Serves her right.
Yeah. But yeah, it was good. I liked it, and I took Liam to Super Mario Brothers, which is cool. A lot of cool references that I got. I got that reference. But the other thing, speaking of Bill Hader, and this show has been out for a long time, but called Documentary Now.
Oh yeah, with Fred Armisen.
And it's the 2 of them that produce it and star.
It was on the IFC channel, I think. Originally.
It was, and it's on Netflix now. They just dropped the 3rd season. They're dropping the 4th season soon. I had never watched it, and they had like one of those little, if you don't move the button, it starts showing.
It starts showing you a clip.
And it looked really cool, so I checked it out. I've watched a couple episodes so far, and what they do is
Does that one have the one where Fred Armisen is an old lady? Eskimo?
Probably. I haven't gotten to that one yet.
All right.
But what they do is each episode they kind of parody an existing like documentary. They make like just a goofy documentary in the style of that. It's pretty funny.
I did see a few of those. It was good.
Like looking ahead at what the other episodes are and like who wrote them and who, I guess Seth Meyers wrote a bunch of them. John Mulaney writes one. So I'm looking forward to the rest of them. It's pretty funny.
That's cool.
If you haven't stumbled upon it, definitely check it out.
You mentioning Fred Armisen. Fred Armisen, I forgot, shows up in the last episode of Barry as an assassin who accidentally blows his own hand off. Remember when I said things go sideways?
I love him.
Yeah.
And the two of them together are just.
I forgot how good friends they were.
Right.
And then I'm like, oh, Fred Armisen.
Yeah.
I recognize that guy in the background. And then, yeah.
They're working funny. So, yeah. That's
awesome.
All right.
Cool. All right, things worth looking into, folks. And that'll wrap it up for not only this episode of Three Geeky Dads, but also this month of tomfoolery. That was our April Fool's month. We hope you enjoyed this little stunt of ours, and if you want it back next April, let us know. And if not, then don't worry.
Let us
our
know.
misleading ways are done, for now at least. As we go back to promising what we deliver in our titles, so fear not and get ready, for we will be back in May with our annual series of 4 movies, which will bring you 4 number 4 films. The series of 4 is coming back. I cannot wait. Which the movies themselves, whatever we decide when we're done wrapping this episode up. If you are new to this show and wondering what the hell we're talking about as my laptop goes blank, you want to hear other shows where I fuck with my laptop all the time, past episodes? Brian, where can they go?
They can hear Mark swear and curse his laptop if they check us out at www.3gdpodcast.com. That's www.3gdpodcast.com. As Mark said, you'll be able to hear all of our past episodes there, along with one-click buttons where you will be able to easily subscribe to us. If you're not already a subscriber, you will be able to subscribe to us through the podcast platform of your choice, so you'll be sure to never miss an upcoming episode. Also, there are places where you can rate and review the show. Most importantly, if you could, please leave a 5-star review. Leave a little review. It greatly helps us to move up the charts, and it helps other people when they're searching for us, because as I've mentioned before, the podcast playing field is getting crowded, so every little bit does help. Speaking of every little bit helping, we also have a Ko-fi page, and that can also be found on our website. We have a link to our Ko-fi page there as well, so if you would like to make a small donation, it would be greatly appreciated, because podcasting is also not cheap. And as always, everybody out there, we can be found on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and our video, or the audio portion of our show, can be found in kind of a video format on YouTube. It's just a thumbnail, but you can still hear us there too if you so wish. And I think that's pretty much it, gentlemen. So as always, thank you out there for listening.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you, everyone else. For Three Geeky Dads, I'm Mark.
I'm Derek.
I'm Brian.
I'm Tito.
Saying keep watching the skies, because in space, no one can hear you.
And Jason's going to fall on you.
Ah!
But we could hear it the whole movie.
That's true.
In space.
Actually, it's kill, ma. Kill, kill. But it's really true.
Why would you want to kill your ma?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense to me.
Because the voice originally was in Pamela Voorhees' head in part 1.
He's like, ma, kill.
Yeah.
Kill, ma, kill.
Faster, pussycat, kill.
I am throwing a party in space. Can you help me plan it?
Oh,
I
nice.
like that.
Nice.
I like that.
All right,
Tito.
That's a good setup one too.
Yeah, that's cool. Are you gonna do it?
Sure.
Okay, thank you.
Well, who's me and you? Who wants it?
You and all of us?
Who wants some of this?
I'll take it.
Me and everybody? I say, hey guys, I'm planning a party in space. Can you help me plan it?
I'll be like, sure. Whoa, wait. That was a joke? You're not really. Oh, there's no party? Oh. Yeah.
Ready?
I don't know. I'm waiting on Brian.
Ready? I'm going to do it.
Make sure he's got the...
Hit the right button.
Sure.
Don't move that finger.
Make sure it's the right one.
Don't hover over another one.
All right.
Jason. I always equate it to music. Freddy Krueger is metal. Jason is like hard rock, hair band music. and Michael Myers is classic rock. That's how I equate those three. Those kind of analogies. You know?
I like that.
Yeah. I was like, which one would I put to which theme? And Leatherface is country, I guess.
No, like
Bluegrass.
opera.
Bluegrass,
Like
yeah.
Southern rock.
Yes, opera.
Southern,
Leatherface is opera.
Like Leonard Skinner.
Honestly, no. I mean, like,
I would
like
say
very-
Pinhead is opera.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
You said Hellraiser, didn't you?
Did I say Hellraiser?
I thought
No,
you said Leatherface.
I said
I thought
Leather-
he
Oh,
said
Leatherface.
too.
Oh, fuck. Yeah, Leatherface.
So
Country,
Leatherface
obviously,
would be country, and Pinhead would definitely be opera.
Yeah.
And we don't have a killer for jazz.
Pinhead could be classical.
Can't
even-
could be
Classic
rap.
rock.
Can't even.
Candyman. Tony Todd.
No.
Another show.
It's true.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Dingo ate your baby.
Why? Yeah. Why did they? Why?
I have sensitive nipples.
My